The Boku no Natsuyasumi, or My Summer Vacation series, was a slice-of-life 1970s summer vacation simulator series of games that unfortunately never made it outside of Japan, and that's a damn shame. Millennium Kitchen started on the PlayStation 1 with the original Boku, and the series had future entries on the PlayStation 2, PS3, and a port and a sequel on the PSP. Now, I stumbled upon this game when I was visiting Seattle, and I found a copy of Boku 2 in some random record store, and this is where the game envy kicked in. The best comparison I can make is that My Summer Vacation is more of a grounded in reality Animal Crossing with the best looking pre-rendered environments I've ever seen. In My Summer Vacation 2, you play as a 9-year-old kid named Boku, as he and his family sail to a southern Japanese coastal town to stay at his uncle's bed and breakfast. The game setting takes place in 1975. And oh my, this setting is a Hayao Miyazaki wet dream. Alright, so you have 30 days to make the most out of your summer vacation. And this is where you go wild. You can choose to do the story-based side quests where you're helping out the townsfolk with various problems, or you can just mess about by fishing, bug hunting, riding your bike around town, beetle wrestling, the list just goes on. Now, I don't speak much Japanese, and I really only know what I've picked up on from anime or the Yakuza games, but the game has a simple enough interface, and the situations Boku finds himself in are easy enough to understand, just by watching all the scenarios play out naturally. The level of interactivity in Boku is beyond the pale, and you approach all the objects in the world with a childlike wonder. There's no getting around it. It's a 1970s Japanese vacation sandbox, and I love it. As I mentioned, I barely know any Japanese, and I was still able to explore freely and learn how all the mechanics worked. For a title released in 2002, My Summer Vacation rendered many old game conventions that are still used today, like invisible walls and static non-interactive objects, obsolete. After playing this, I wonder why these conventions are still in place. I mean, they got it right here. For instance, if Boku wants to get across town, he doesn't just have one option on foot. He can hop on a bike if he wants to, and the bike riding mechanics feel so perfect. If you've ever ridden a bike in your life and you've pedaled really fast and you just let go of the pedals and just glide, they got that down. Boku can also just dive into the ocean from many different points around town just to explore the ocean or to take a shortcut to any part of the island. Every screen in this game is fascinating. It just has something that has "Explore Me" written all over it throughout the entire game. Every time I enter a new area, I pause and just stare at each one of the hand-painted maps with each transition of the screen. I just want to hang all these screens on my wall. They're that beautiful. The sound design is minimalistic. Instead of just having music all the time, it focuses on the sound of nature, like cicadas buzzing in the distance. Even the loudness of wind chimes in relation to your position were accounted for. When I discover such a phenomenal title like Boku, I immediately feel a mix of wonderment and despair. Now, I'm happy that I discovered such a fantastic new experience for me, but I'm saddened that I'll never be able to grasp the entirety of it. Now, I believe this game didn't get localized here in the West because the atmosphere would have had to been compromised, and that's due to all the voice work that would have been overdubbed in English before releasing over here. Say what you will, but I feel like this is one of those exceptions where I would just add subtitles over the voice acting that's already in place in order to preserve the intention of capturing a Japanese child summer vacation. The English would have just ruined what the designers were going for naturally. Now, if you like what you see, and I know you do, and you're interested in importing this game, there is a basic walkthrough of all the events, side quests, and the secrets to this game on GameFAQs that will help you figure out how to get down the basics, but sadly it leaves most all the dialogue untranslated. Now, if the language barrier Simulator is just too much for you, and you want something similar, but in English, then check out Attack of the Friday Monsters on the Nintendo 3DS eShop. It was also developed by the same team members, but instead of being about a Japanese vacation, it's about a kid's experience with kaijus in his town. This game fell heavily under the radar in the West due to being a digital-only title, but that's another story for another time. Boku no Natsuyasumi 2 is the perfect game to liven up your dog days of summer. That is, if you're willing to overlook the language barrier. It's one of my most wanted localization requests, and I hope that one summer in the future, I'll be able to live out my Japanese summer vacation vicariously through Boku's adventures. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.
あれ？なんだろう？
机の上に置かれていたのはプラモデルの箱だった。